Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it, back at it, and this is The Weekend with Tom and Steve. Thanks for stopping by and listening to what we have to say about local businesses. Doesn't get any more local than this, right? This next guest is Amanda Vitale. She's the executive director of the CNY Regional Market. How are you doing there, Amanda?
Doing well.
Very good. You said you were on with us before? I didn't remember.
Yeah, I think about a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, a couple years. That's when. So Ben is your dad, right?
Yes.
So Ben was here too, wasn't he?
He may have been, probably.
Yeah.
Who's Ben?
Ben was the big shot for the longest time, right?
Yeah, he was the executive director at the regional market for just over 22 years.
So now he's a has-been.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, ta-dum-dum.
Now he's back on the farm.
I'm just guessing. All right. So what made you want to do this, Amanda?
I guess I started at the market out of college just for a part-time job, and things kind of fell in place, and I really loved the atmosphere and what we do for the community and for local agriculture. So I stuck around and eventually applied for his job.
Did you grow up around Syracuse, or?
No, we live in Cuba County on an active farm. We live in about a just under 300-acre farm. So I've grown up in agriculture, so that's why it's so close to home, I guess.
Is it a dairy farm? Or?
So it was previously a dairy farm. Yep. In my childhood, we did cash crops and produce, and now we have added livestock back to the farm.
Good golly.
Well, explain to Tom what cash crops are.
Soybeans, corn.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And does your family still run it then, the farm?
Yeah, yep. That's what my dad's doing in retirement, really.
When you grew up, when your dad had the job, were you always like, I can do this better than you, Dad, move over? Did you feel a little that way?
No, I was. I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where did you go to college?
St. John Fisher.
Oh, nice school. And what did you take there?
Biology, chemistry, and religious studies.
Wow, so you're really smart.
She's really smart, Tom. She's not like you.
Very, very above this show.
So
Thanks for dumbing it down.
There you go. So the market has a culture. It's interesting. You were kind of alluding to that. You just liked it. There's such a culture at the farmers market. Yeah. It's I feel like I've seen people there that were young and grew old, and they're still there at the farm, and they show up on the weekends. Does that sound fair?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many generational farms and vendors on our market, and it's just so fun to watch. And that's really how all of our vendors and folks at the market really become such a community and tight-knit family, because they're generational. They've grown up there, and they've been around each other for years and years.
So the question that's burning in everybody's heart right now, Tom, is how long before we get fresh local corn?
Soon.
Is there anything better?
Yeah, you might see, sometimes you'll see a little bit around the 4th of July that some people can get in real early, but then it'll start really gearing up in the next couple of weeks.
Right. And is it all sweet corn, or are some, not as sweet as others?
So you'll see different varieties. There's a lot. There's so many different varieties of everything now. You'll find the really super sweet corn, and you'll find more of like a sugar enhanced corn. It just depends on your flavor, and talk to your vendors. They can tell you what you want.
So from what I remember, back when I was young, which was 110 years ago now, Little House on the Prairie was popular. And it was like all farmers. You just walk up and down the rows, and it was farmer. I have to say, recently when we took the kids over there seems to be a lot more people selling tchotchkes and reselling stuff from China and this and that. Is that a thing now? How did it change?
Yeah, so there's a really good mix. I'd say there's a lot of just especially in New York State right now, a lot of regulation on agriculture, especially and hiring and giving employees, that is making it a little bit more challenging to be in the agricultural field right now.
Right.
Part of us being a year-round market, we have to make sure that we have product to offer all year round.
Gotcha.
So we do open up our market to bring in really anybody selling new items on Saturdays. On Sundays, of course, you're going to find more of the commercial market and used items on our flea market. But we have, opened to, having more people selling different kinds of product on our Saturday market. And we also, open our doors to people buying and selling produce because that keeps it all available year round.
So it's open Saturday from when to when?
7 a.m. until 2 p.m.
And then Sunday, which is the flea market.
Yes.
And is that the same hours?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the deal with the F Shed? Because I'm hearing a lot of events and different things going on at that newer building at the end.
Yeah, so the F Shed is really only open for the growing season and the holiday season for the Saturday market. So that leaves 5 days a week and 6 days a week in part of the year that the F Shed's not being used. So we do open it up to the community to rent it out for different events. And we have a special events coordinator on staff now, so she is
nice.
able to coordinate and get folks in there to hold their events at the F Shed.
I was telling Steve, I DJ'd the Syracuse Wine Festival,
Yep.
and that was an incredibly successful event this year.
Yeah, we've had that there a few years, and it's been really great to have at the market.
Yeah, and now the front building, there's been construction and plastic and cones, and so what's the deal with that whole space?
Yeah, so our facility is from 1935. It's very dated, and with that comes structural deterioration after so many years.
Same thing happened to Tom.
Yeah, right? Happens to all of us.
Daily.
So we ended up this year doing a large-scale investment into that building just to repair damages and reconstruct the interior of the building to give us another 85 years on it.
There we go. So there's some businesses in there too, right?
Yeah, so right now we have only one vacant space in that building that is on our short list of the next items that will be under renovation. But yes, that is our commons. There's a lot of different retail businesses in there, and hopefully that soon there'll be a few more.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of the market, Tom?
Well, I haven't been in a while, I gotta be honest. It would be the real farmers.
Okay.
I am a real farmer person, and I want produce or somebody who makes something like, hey, look, we make this rocking chair, and I can't.
There's some of those people there. Right?
I carved it out of mahogany. It's hand carved out of mahogany. What I don't like is, like I say, some of the cheap stuff that then it starts to feel like the State Fair Midway.
Yeah.
And
what about the food to go? See, I like some of the food.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. And we actually this year, for the first time ever, have opened up to allowing some food trucks into our market.
Okay.
So that's new for us.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. And so we used to just have our food sheds, and the board recently approved allowing food trucks in, see how that goes, and hopefully, if everything goes well this year, we'll expand on that.
Yeah, we'll stop at my pizza guy Rick and the pizza fried dough and the pizza down there at the end, and the fresh seafood fellas that come in. I like that too. And now the corn, Tom, it's coming. It's close. I'm gonna have to look around and see. So it's all good.
Corn and stuff like that. That's all good. All right. Well, that's the Central New York Regional Market. Amanda Vitale, you'll see her floating around over there. She's the executive director. You do a great job, and God bless you and your family for hanging in there and being farmers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, kicking off hour number 2 of the local show, we're going to have conversations with Joe Scrippa, owner of the Scrippa Group. Ruth Ann Raposa is the executive director of Elmcrest Children's Center. Mark Bullis is the owner of Bull and Bear Roadhouse, and Natasha Schmidt is the co-owner of Rubberstone New York, and she'll stop by for an interesting conversation. Stick around. Hour number 2 of the local show starts really soon.